What are real estate tokens? Imagine owning a piece of a skyscraper in New York City or a slice of a luxury beach resort in Miami. For most of us, that sounds like a fantasy reserved for the super wealthy. It's a world that has historically been walled off from the average person, but what if I told you that you could own a tiny fractional part of that skyscraper for, say, the price of a new video game console? No down payments, no bank loans, no mountains of paperwork. This isn't science fiction, it's the core idea behind a fascinating new development at the intersection of property and technology. We're talking about tokenized real estate, a concept that promises to do for property what streaming did for movies, make it accessible to everyone, everywhere. So what exactly is this tokenization I speak of? In the simplest terms, it's the process of turning ownership of a property into digital tokens on a blockchain, like our New York skyscraper, into digital tokens. Think of it like a company's stock. When you buy a share of Apple, you don't get a piece of the iPhone factory mailed to your house. You get a digital certificate that represents a tiny fraction of ownership in the entire company. Tokenization does something similar for real estate. Alright, so how does a brick-and-mortar building actually transform into a bunch of digital tokens that you can buy on your phone? First, a property owner decides they want to tokenize their asset. They partner with a specialized tokenization platform or company. This company is crucial. They handle the legal, technical, and financial heavy lifting to ensure everything is done by the book. The next step is all about due diligence and legal structuring. The tokenization company thoroughly vets the property, confirming its value, legal title, and any existing debts. Then, they create a special legal entity, usually a limited liability company, that will officially own the property. This is a critical move. With the legal framework in place, it's time for the token part of tokenization. The tokenization platform uses blockchain technology to mint a specific number of digital tokens. Finally, the tokens are made available to investors on a digital marketplace or exchange. Like any innovation, especially one involving finance and technology, tokenized real estate comes with a dazzling list of potential benefits. The most obvious advantage is increased accessibility and fractional ownership. You can start with $100 or even less, allowing you to diversify your investment portfolio by owning small pieces of many different properties. Another huge pro is enhanced liquidity. With tokenization, you can theoretically sell your ownership stake 24/7 on a digital exchange, much like trading stocks. Now, for the other side of the coin. The world of tokenized real estate is still the Wild West in many ways, and the biggest challenge is the uncertain regulatory landscape. Another significant con is the issue of market maturity and volatility. The exchanges where these tokens are traded are not as large or active as the New York Stock Exchange. There's also the technical barrier. Understanding digital wallets and blockchain basics can still be intimidating for absolute beginners. To see how this all works in practice, let's look at one of the most famous early examples, the Aspen St. Regis Resort in Colorado. In 2018, the property's owner decided to tokenize a portion of its ownership. They partnered with a tokenization platform called Templum to create digital tokens, which they named Aspen Coins. Each token was sold for $1. The project was a resounding success in proving the concept, demonstrating that you can legally and technically tie a digital token to a piece of a tangible, high-value asset. As a beginner looking at this space, the most important thing to remember is that this is still an emerging field. That means you need to do your homework, just as you would with any investment. You should also start small and diversify. You can spread a small amount of capital across different types of properties in different locations. Ultimately, tokenized real estate represents a profound shift in our relationship with one of the oldest and most important asset classes in the world. It holds the promise of a more open, fair, and accessible financial future, where owning a piece of the world around you is no longer a distant dream, but a tangible possibility available right at your fingertips. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my other videos where I take you through more unusual or unheard of ways to invest.